The world of General Hospital has never been a stranger to jaw-dropping twists, emotional farewells, and moments that leave fans staring at their screens in stunned silence. But sometimes, the most heartbreaking developments don't happen in the fictional streets of Port Charles. They happen just beyond the studio lights, where the actors we've grown to love face turning points of their own. Today's news surrounding General Hospital star Chad Duell has sent shockwaves through the GH fandom, sparking grief, reflection, and an outpouring of love from viewers who feel like they've grown up alongside him. While rumors raced across social media with alarming speed, the truth, though less sensational than some feared, is still deeply emotional and undeniably heartbreaking. This is not a story of death. This is not a story of scandal. This is the story of goodbye, loss, identity, and the end of an era. For more than a decade, Chad Duell was not just part of General Hospital, he was woven into its DNA. When Duell first stepped into the role of Michael Corinthus, he inherited a legacy character with enormous expectations. Michael wasn't just any role. He was the son of Sonny Corinthus, the emotional center of multiple generational storylines, and a character whose life had already been marked by trauma, survival, and resilience. Chad didn't just play Michael. He became Michael. So when news quietly emerged that Duell's chapter on General Hospital had come to an end, fans were blindsided. There was no long goodbye tour. No dramatic build-up. No soft landing. One day, Michael Corinthus was still fighting for his family. The next, he was gone. And with him went a piece of General Hospital's heart. In a genre where characters die and return routinely, real-life departures hit differently. Chad Duell's exit wasn't just about a character leaving town. It symbolized the closing of a generational storyline, the loss of a familiar emotional anchor, the end of a relationship fans had invested in for years. Michael Corinthus grew up on screen. Viewers watched him endure kidnapping, coma, betrayal, love, fatherhood, and heartbreak. Many fans literally grew up with him. For some, Michael was a mirror of their own lives, navigating family pressure, moral conflict, and the impossible task of living up to a powerful legacy. Losing that presence feels personal. What made the situation even more painful was the quiet surrounding it. There was no dramatic press release filled with celebratory language. No promises of a quick return. No reassuring "see you soon." Instead, there was silence. And in that silence, fans filled the gaps with fear, confusion, and heartbreak. Speculation spiraled. Was Chad pushed out? Was he burned out? Did something go wrong behind the scenes? Would Michael be recast, or erased? The lack of immediate answers only deepened the emotional impact. To understand why this news hit so hard, you have to understand who Chad Duell is, not just as an actor, but as a person. Over the years, Chad has been open about mental health struggles, anxiety and self-doubt, the pressure of carrying a legacy role, the emotional toll of long-term soap work. Soap operas demand an intensity few genres can match. There are relentless schedules, constant emotional whiplash, and very little downtime. For actors, the line between character and self can blur, especially when playing someone for over a decade. Walking away from that is not easy. And sometimes, it's not a choice made lightly, but a necessary one. Within hours of the news spreading, social media exploded. Fans shared old Michael Corinthus clips, tribute edits, personal stories about how the character helped them through hard times. Messages poured in from around the world. "I feel like I lost a friend. GH will never be the same without him. Thank you, Chad, for growing up with us." What stood out most wasn't anger, it was mourning. Mourning for what was, what could have been, and what will never feel quite the same again. That question now hangs heavy in the air. General Hospital has a long history of recasts, returns, and resurrections. But Michael Corinthus is not an easy role to replace. Chad Duell's portrayal was deeply personal, layered, and emotionally specific. Recasting risks backlash. Writing Michael out risks long-term story damage. Either way, the show faces an enormous challenge. And fans? Fans are left waiting, unsure whether to hope or to. Imagine spending more than a decade inhabiting the same character. Imagine your face becoming synonymous with a name. Imagine knowing that millions of people associate your voice, your expressions, your emotions with one fictional life. Walking away from that isn't just a career move. It's an identity shift. For Chad Duell, saying goodbye to Michael Corinthus means closing a defining chapter. letting go of a character who shaped his career.
Stepping into the unknown. That's terrifying. That's heartbreaking.
And that deserves compassion, not rumors or cruelty. Let's be clear, because misinformation spreads fast.
Chad Duell is not deceased.
There is no confirmed medical tragedy.
There is no public scandal.
The heartbreak comes from loss, not catastrophe. And sometimes, loss without tragedy can hurt just as much. One unexpected outcome of this sad news has been unity. GH fans, often divided over ships, storylines, and characters, came together in shared appreciation.
For once, it wasn't about debate. It was about gratitude. Gratitude for the performances, the memories,
the years of emotional investment. In a strange way, Chad Duell's exit reminded everyone why soaps matter so much, because they become part of our life. While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: Chad Duell is immensely talented, deeply introspective, and capable of reinventing himself.
Whether he chooses film, streaming television,
theater,
or time away from the spotlight, fans want one thing above all else.
After years of giving so much of himself to one role, he has earned the right to choose peace, growth, and fulfillment, even if that choice breaks our hearts a little. If General Hospital has taught us anything, it's that goodbyes are messy, emotional, and rarely feel complete. Chad Duell's departure leaves unanswered questions, lingering sadness, and a noticeable absence, both on screen and in the hearts of fans.
But it also leaves behind something powerful. A legacy. A body of work that mattered. A character who will always be remembered.
And a reminder that behind every role is a real human being navigating their own journey.